All right, boys, what is up? Today is Thursday, March 27th. I'm at around $2,300, trading the NASDAQ this morning. So let's get into a little trade recap for you boys. So bias for the day, right? We are bearish. Why are we bearish, right? Weekly time frame is extremely bearish, inverse every. Weekly bullish confluence in the leg. We ended up tapping into a bearish weekly fair value gap. Yesterday, what did we do? Clearly respected it. We got a open high on the weekly on Monday and Tuesday, and for the rest of the week, I'm looking to go lower as well. Hop onto the 4-hour chart. What do we see? Bearish 4-hour fair value gap. What do? We tap into it. Barely, but we do. That did tap into it. If you look closely, we tapped into the bearish 4-hour fair value gap, giving us more confluences to go shorter. Hop onto the hourly time frame. What do we see? Inverse bullish fair value gap, telling us price is ready to push lower. We should not have to break this high that tapped into. So we tap into a bearish 4-hour fair value gap, and then inverse a 1-hour bullish, telling us price is ready to push lower. Hop onto the 15-minute time frame. What do we see? We have a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Did we tap this? No, we didn't. We have a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. What do we also have? We have London lows and the low of day, which is also a 4-hour low. You see here on the hourly chart, 15-minute and the 4-hour hourlies. Lows, and we have London lows. So session lows are very good draws on liquidity. So what I wanted to see was price push lower. What did we have at 8:30? Right, at 8:30 we ended up having news. We had, I think it was like unemployment or some shit. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it was, but we did have a high impact news at 8:30, so that was what I was waiting for. If you look here at 8:30, we ended up creating data lows and data highs. What did we do? We swept data highs inside a bearish 15-minute fair value gap. All I did is wait for an actual confirmation to go short. We ended up getting an inversion of this 1-minute bullish fair value gap. We also got a 2-minute CISD right here. If we look here, last move to the downside before a sweep of sell side or buy side, I mean. So we swept this high, last move to the downside, closure below a 2-minute CISD. I ended up adding to my position when we tapped into this, but my original entry was here, right? And my original take profit was this data low, but if we look at ES, what does ES tell us? Shit, my bad. 8:30 should be this candle, right? So ES did take it several times. It kept on taking sell side while NASDAQ was just consolidating. So what I actually did was I just ended up taking all my position out at this internal low, which was this candle. This one right here, 9:13. So I was in this trade for like 30 minutes. Yeah, that's actually crazy. But yeah, price is just very choppy. Not a clean delivery at all. Very clean entry, A+ setup. And the reason I didn't close immediately here at this SMT was because I was bearish on the overall time frame. I wasn't just bearish to data lows. I was bearish to this internal low and to especially London lows. And there was also, like I said, at this 4-hour low, and as you can see, price clearly wanted to take them as well. So since the SMT was not in line with my bias, I did not care for it as much, and honestly worked out. There was several draws on liquidity that I still wanted to see get hit, but we took out the main ones, which was this internal 4-hour low. We also fully filled NWOG, so we could most definitely see a nice reversal to the upside right now. But we don't trade reversals. I only trade continuations. That's why I also entered in early. I wanted to actually catch these lows because I felt like they were going to get taken pre-market. There was also this 5-minute inversion you could have taken to London lows. Not a bad trade at all. 5-minute inverse. Things, where would you put your stops? It would be a tight stop, probably up there. 2 London lows. Not a bad trade whatsoever. Yeah. And the only issue is that there was an SMT at London lows, because as you can see, ES swept them at 925. NASDAQ swept them at, actually not a bad SMT at all. If you're going for London lows, you could have closed there when the SMT was made, which is not a bad trade whatsoever, but you would have been in drawdown for a bit, which kind of sucks, but trade hit regardless. But yeah, entry was based off a 1-minute IFEG and 2-minute CISD. Targeting data lows. I closed early because there was an SMT and price was choppy. Overall, not a bad trade at all. There wasn't really any other valid setups. I would say, I mean, there was this one for longs, but I'm not bullish. There was a 1 minute CISD that perfectly got tapped into. And you could have rode this to, there was like an unfilled 5 minute here, I believe. Yeah, right here, there's an unfilled 5 minute. This would have been a great mechanical trade. This one, and look how it reacts off that too. It's a great trade. So the unfilled 5 minute stops here. Not a bad risk reward, like a 1 to 2 risk reward. That's not a bad trade at all. And if you wanted to, you could have rode it to this high, the 9:30 a.m. The 9:31 wake, that's a really nice draw on liquidity. 112 points, yeah. I mean, there were several great longs to take today. I was bearish to data lows into London lows, so that's a trade I took. I trade in line with my bias, and in line with my bias only. I'm not going to take a stupid setup, even if the market presents it, because I'm not going to force a setup against my own bias. So this is the trade I took. I ended up making around $900, $900 on each. It was 800. I ended up making $800 on 3 Alpha Capital accounts. I didn't trade Top Step today just because I just requested a payout last night. So I'm still waiting on that. Thank you boys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.